Hi guys, my name is Ene Sam Jr. and you know they call me the S to the K to the OLZEE, Jack of all professions, master of all. You're welcome to another edition of the BTA, and today we are covering live from Christ the King, where we had our first consultative meeting with FEPTAC Ghana, right? And I have the key industry experts with me today, which will be exposing a lot in a very short time about FEPTAC and what it stands for, its goal and its mission, what it has achieved so far entrepreneurially in Ghana, and what it seeks to achieve in the future. And we're also going to be talking about today's consultative meeting and how far it had really aroused your interest, and how far it had also impacted members of the industry in your space. So they'll be introducing themselves shortly, and I'll be starting from the far left and all the way to the near left. Okay, thank you.
My name is Emmanuel Morrison. I'm the National President of Progressive Electronics Technicians Association of Ghana, and currently the Vice President of FEPTAC. FEPTAC is Federation of Professional Trade Association Ghana, bringing all the trade association under one umbrella to make sure that upskill, upgrading, and so far as training and development is concerned. And what we have realized is we have the skill, but how to put the skill into money. So we need a lot of training, like ICT. We need a lot of training of like entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship and skill, there's a vast difference between that. You can be a skillful person, but if you don't have the entrepreneurship mind and character, you cannot move forward. So it's good to have that kind of skills addition to what we have. Thank you.
My name is Angela Akweti. I belong to the Ghana Hairdressers and Beauticians Association. I currently am serving as a secretary to the Tema region. Yes, and I am here because of this very, very important entrepreneurship meeting. I've actually enjoyed it.
I am Ban Jim Selassie. I'm the president of Ghana Union of Professional Photographers, and then chairman of protocol committee of FEPTAC, and in fact chairperson elect of FEPTAC. I think I also enjoyed today's program. It's a very good one. Like my predecessor said, FEPTAC trains, we are more in the informal sector apprenticeship, and then apart from that too, we give vocational training to the student in the technical and vocational schools. And so I think today's program has opened a huge lot of awareness. So I know our branches will also accept it. Good.
All right, thank you so much. So just like we did from my far left to I'll be asking a question and we'll just flow like that. I just want you to talk to us about what FEPTAC stands for, not just the acronym FEPTAC. In total, what is the vision? What is the mission for FEPTAC? What is the purpose behind having an association come together, one body? What is your impact so far in the informal sector in Ghana? And what is also the vision in years to come? Where do you want to position FEPTAC, and what is the goal in the nearest future? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. We were having our various associations doing our own thing, but we have an opportunity to travel outside the country to Germany. We got to know that their informal sector, their trade area are doing better. So what was the secret? The secret was that they have a bigger federation. They have something called Chamber of Crafts, which they are the leading in everything about TVET. If you say TVET, we are talking about technical, vocational education and training. And Ghanaians, we wanted to buy into what they are doing, because if you look at the economy, the way it is growing is based on TVET. It's based on technical and vocational. So if you want to go on that tangent, like CBT, because CBT, competent-based training, upgrading and upskilling, curriculum development, training and facilitation, then we need to bring all the trade associations together, form a federation. Our vision is to have a chamber of crafts, that anything concerning skill work should be taught or should be discussed at that area. Any curriculum that they will develop should come from outside, because at the end of the day, TVET is not a supply, but it's rather a demand driven. We look at the current trend, things that are going before we come out to the curriculum. Because if you are going to depend on the institutions to develop a curriculum, then they will be doing maybe 1978 curriculum, they should still be using it, and it's irrelevant when you come to the field. So we, those who are on the field, who are practicing the TVET or the technical and vocational, should lead anything that TVET is doing. And I think coming together as federation, I think with all what is happening in the landscape of TVET, we are involved. Policy making, legislation, even moving from 11 regions, 11 ministries. Previous TVET was in 11 bringing them under one Ministry of Education. We are involved. So I think when we came together, it has given us a strong voice, a strong advocacy, and the government is listening to us. And we are looking forward that by future coming, every law, every legislation concerning TVET, without us, we cannot move on. And we are bringing all the stakeholders or all the TVET practitioners under us. Now, let's take for instance, we are trying to bridge the gap between the institutions and the industry. In Ghana, we don't have bigger industries. It is medium, small scale, and we are the owners of that businesses. So now, if bringing them together, we can grow together and make issues or make a case for each and everyone to know that TVET is growing in Ghana. Skill upgrading is something that we are focusing on, and we are going to train people to be very active and doing, because even if companies are opened or new companies are coming, they are looking at the skill. If you don't have the skill, Chinese are making it because they have the skill. Malaysia are making it because they have the skill. We too can make it because we have the raw materials, we have the manpower. What left is the skill. We don't want it to be theoretical alone, and don't want it to be practical alone. Let's find a way to bridge the gap. And we are in to make sure that gap is bridged. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So as Mr. Wilson rightly said, I belong to the Hairdressers and Beauticians Association of Ghana, and TVET has helped a lot in training the youth of today. Previously, we just trained by the roadside, and it is all about practicals. But then right now, TVET has come to introduce professionalism into what we are already doing. We are already on the field. And so it is our prayer that the government of Ghana will embrace this kind of thing that is coming, because it is coming to create a lot of employment for the youth on the streets. Yes. And so if together, as Mr. Wilson said, if all stakeholders will put their mind to it, we can overcome, definitely.
Yes, it is true, because we brought in FEPTAG to be able to galvanize the strength of the association, trade associations, so that we will become stronger. And even by giving skill, this professional skill with competency-based training to the young one, the apprentices and the student, we are trying to help the government bridge the unemployment gap by giving employable skill to the youth. See, not only in the youth, some pensioners also come to train in short courses so that they get themselves busy in the period of pension. Yeah, so all this is what FEPTAG is doing to be able to help the system bridge the large unemployment gap. Not only to give skill, but to put bread and butter on the meal table for the people.
All right, that's very beautiful to note. What is the strength? What do you think, as industry experts, you've been in this field of informal education? I'd use education for a while. How would you rate entrepreneurship and skills generally in Ghana? How do you see that industry? How do you see that sector? Do you see it as an industry where in the nearest future we'll be having people leaving the profession, the doctors, the nurses, leaving those things and coming over to it? And then how do you see marrying entrepreneurship with skills? Because we have a lot of people who are skilled, talented, they've learned all of these things, but they are really not doing anything with it. For instance, we in Ghana here, in the technical schools we have where they are being taught entrepreneurship, and sadly you'd find out that they go to learn entrepreneurship and then come out and create CVs to go and look for jobs. Now it is true, or we can rightly say that it is important for people even in the corporate world to imbibe entrepreneurship into their work. But however, when you go to learn entrepreneurship, what should be the goal? Is it to come out and be an entrepreneur, or to go and work in a corporate sector? In as much as we need people in the corporate sector to have some form of entrepreneurship skill or training. Okay, so I'll ask that question to you, Mr. Selassie.
Yes, that's the fact, and the fact still stands that you see every year or annually our universities churn out a huge number of graduates. 200,000, 300,000 graduates. And we have, let's say, about approximately 600,000 in the civil public service. And they are there. Some of them will be there for 30, 35 years before they go to retirement. And when these universities churn out these 200,000, 300,000 graduates every year, the employable distance is not there. Opportunity is not there. So I can attest to the fact that most of the graduates from the universities are returning to TVET. So you see, the previous time, we think that white-collar job is the way to go. But I can tell you in this 21st century, white-collar job is no longer there. So TVET is the way to go now. You see, that's why it's necessary that the government turn its back and its face to us, the operators in the TVET sector, to strengthen us financially so we can train. You see, it's only through our training. We are the industry trainers. So through our trainings, we can build this nation and make it prosperous. There is no other way. TVET is the way to go.
Right.
Yes.
TVET is the way. So I'm coming to you, Mr. Morrison, rather. Yeah, Mr. Morrison. I always forget. You are closer to the government. So are you seeing a possibility where the government is going to change or shift focus a little bit, or let me use the word change bearings from, because I've looked at the budget and I'm also waiting to see what the incoming powers would do. But I know that every new year there is always an allocation to education. I have not seen an allocation to TVET. I've not seen allocation to FEPTAG. So are you let me use the word comfortable, or okay, are you confident with the fact that maybe the incoming government would have to shift a little bit bearing towards TVET and create a little bit form of allocation based on the fact that you have been able to formalize and bring everybody into one body still under the TVET, and I mean, just like you rightly said, it's now just an umbrella and it's being recognized by the government. So are you confident that moving forward the government will have some allocations, even if it's not even financial, some form of training, exposure, and even partnership to that effect?
Thank you very much. I will say that even it have already started, because I have been in this Tibet for about 27-30 years. Previously, we were relegated to the background. Nobody hears of us. It's like those who are not intelligent going into Tibet. So we were having a lot of negative perception about Tibet. Nobody wants his child or his daughter to go into Tibet. But things are changing. The Tibet landscape is changing. The education itself is changing. So previously, as I said, we were having Tibet in about 11 ministries, which they give the budget to the ministry, which they don't even take care about the Tibet. They were looking at only the grammar school. Wow. So now, as I'm speaking now, a law has now acted. Now we have what you call Ghana Education Service, and we call Ghana TVET Service. That alone is a landmark showing that now the government and the people of Ghana are serious about TVET. Now, as we are speaking, a lot of institution has been refurbished and retooling. And as I'm speaking to you now, previously they were even go to school, learn the practicals. With the informal sector too are doing we are doing practical at the school to do their theoretical aspect. But now, as we are speaking now, we have been given an office within the TV service, and every region have their director, which will be having. We have regional coordinators working with the regional director. That is a plus for the informal sector merging up. And now,
so it's more like formalizing the
informal sector. Yep. And now, when they train them from the institution, we have something called which is workplace experience. People, we don't have that unless you be going to the bigger companies after school, go and do your maybe. But now, from your Form 1, we have a masterclass person that will be going on vacation. They'll be sending you there for you to acquire the skill as you are acquiring the theoretical aspect from the institution. So, the government now has focused on Tibet. And now, if I can tell, the enrollment in the Tibet institution has tripled. So, and the government is doing pumping a lot of money into it. So we know definitely now with the organogram of Minister of Education and TV service, the informal sector is there, which we will recognize. So we know definitely we have a hope. There's lights after the tunnel, and we know definitely one day allocation will be given to us.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'll be coming to you, Madam Angela. Okay, so I just want you. It's like we're a little bit. Permit me to use the word overaged. So, how do you see coping with marrying technology into TVET? How do you see that idea? Do you feel it's an achievable thing? I know that the world is fast paced, rising toward tech, but then it's like the people in FEPTAG have long past the age of learning, or is there an age for learning? I don't know someone. So how do you see this as a challenge? Do you see imbibing technology into TVET as a challenge for, I mean, most elderly people?
Right now, I'm not seeing it as a challenge because that's the order of the day. Technology has come to stay. And so all of us, the young and the old, are all enrolling onto it. So right now, in my industry, as the Ghana hairdressers and beauticians industry, previously people think, oh, it is the school dropouts that go there to learn. And because of TVET now, a lot of the young ones are enrolling onto it. They go into the various salons because we are in an association. So the salons have now turned into a practical zone for them. And then after 6 months of training in the salon, we married the two. You go to do the theory. TVET gave us that opportunity. And so, yes, it is not a challenge now. Previously it was, but now as we speak today, 2023, it has changed. A lot is happening with the youth now, and they are happy. They are embracing it.
So you can now have options. It's either you go to the formal or the informal.
Yes.
Either ways, you are being learned.
You are being learned because you see, 2 people completed JHS. One decided to continue to SHS. One decided to go into a skill industry or vocation, and at the end of the day, at the end of the 3 years, the one who went into skill training is self-employed, starts work immediately. How about the one from SHS? You have to move on into the university where you don't even have a skill. It is theory throughout, but this is a practical zone, and after you are done, you are employed. You become an entrepreneur who is able to feed other people, and that is what government must support. So it is working, and gradually, as we said earlier, we are going to get there.
All right, it is working. It is truly working. So it's possible to even after your getting your skill training, to even further your university with skills. I have some people in the AEA Skills Hub who, after while they were training, they were learning food and beverage. One of them got admission into the university. Now she's now an entrepreneur going to the university with a business which she will not be living off her parents. Even though her parents will still send her money, but now she's an entrepreneur, she's making money on her own, and she's in school. I think it's an added advantage. People have to take advantage of things like this. Now the government is trying to invest into TVET and making it formal. That means you have an option, you have a chance to improve, to learn a skill, to add into the archives of your knowledge, and then make the most of your time, become an entrepreneur. Finally, I'd like you to comment mostly about today's event, and then comment about AEA. How do you see the collaboration with AEA in the future? And I'd like you to generally just what's that word? Accredit AEA, is that the word? Right. Just with two minutes. All right, I'll start with you, Mr. Morrison.
AEA has done well. I think when we had the collaboration, or when we were discussing, we thought it's maybe is one of these kind of hooks, but now it's reality. I think it's very important that as we have the skill, as we are doing the skill, as we are working, we need to be able to market ourselves very well, because now ICT or digital space is the norm of the day. That's what we call a global village. So if you are sitting at your corner thinking that you are doing the old things, you fade out. So I think with the collaboration with the AEA, actually it has opened my eye that previously talking about websites, I think it's too much, but we have realized that getting a website is a big space out there for other people around the world to know what you are doing. So I think it's a very good area to be able to market yourself, to be able to make a lot of money, even as we are working, people even want to bring in funding for training, but where do they go? So we know that the collaboration with the AEA, we have started in Accra, but we are hoping that we'll go to the regions and to the zoners to get of it. And at the end of the day, the benefits will go into the people, our grassroots, our members, and they will feel it.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yes, I also benefited a lot from today's program. Actually, due to this TVET training, I was able to have a little course on entrepreneurship, and today a lot has been said that has opened my eyes to it. In terms of the hairdressers come directly into contact with clients, and today I've learned a new thing, that we have to tolerate our clients because they are the ones going to grow our businesses. And so we need to take a very good care of them. We need to show them, we need to pamper them, since without them, we have no business. So I have benefited from today's program, and I am going to, spread the news to the other members of my association, and I am sure that AEA? Yes, it has come to stay, because it has come with a lot of big brain ideas to spread around, and we have embraced it. Yeah.
So quickly, Mr. Selassie, you just endorse AEA by saying keep watching AEA Studios, rather. Keep watching, like, share, subscribe, and comment. That's how you endorse AEA Studios.
Yes, thank you very much.
So you would endorse by saying from Ghana TVET FEPTAG, we say like, share, subscribe.
Yes, from FEPTAG, Federation of Professional Trade Association, I say we cherish so much today's program by AEA. So you share, like and comment and subscribe. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for paying utmost attention. Thank you for always being there on every of our podcasts. I remain your host, Ene Sam Jr., S to the K to the OLZEE. They call me Jack of all profession, master of all. Keep watching, keep liking, keep sharing, and keep subscribing. See y'all next time.